Hey guys, welcome to a new video by your Uncle Piekeneer. This is a league game which was really interesting to see how two good players perform on this map called Defending the Homeland. Because here you see Bullet from the Eastar clan and he's up against a Razor from the Beer clan. And they're both good players. They are really evenly matched, if you ask me. And the statistics show it, because if you look to comleague.com at this moment, you see that even though they haven't played the same amount of games, they are both at a win percentage of 73%. So that's the ultimate balance between those two guys. So let's see how this game went. It was a close game, I can tell you this already. And at the time this game was played, which was a while back, some weeks ago, Bullet had a higher ranking, so he could pick the map. He picked this map, Defending the Homeland. And then the guy with the lower ranking can choose the locations for both players. So Razor remembered probably something like that. Bullet once said he had a really poor game on location 1, never wanted to play there again. That's probably why he put him on 1. And Razor picked location 6. They're equally good locations with nice iron, everything pretty close. The reason why Bullet once had a poor game here is not known to me. I can imagine it had something to do with not rebuilding coal mines at peacetime, because at 60 minutes, a little over 60 minutes, maybe this coal is completely depleted. And if you are not prepared for that, then then you have a big problem. Then you don't have spam, especially if you are going for big iron. This guy had the perfect opening, I must say. He went for school, then this woodcutter here. Then he built some stonemasons to the south. He will get another woodcutter up here. Put a farm along the way before 10 minutes and grabbing his goal, which is really close, by the way. Coal is like a screen away. He will go for this now. Then he will grab his iron as soon as possible. And it's important on this location that you don't rely on this guy to plant trees at this stage in the game, and that there are enough trees here. You really need to reach out and go for trees here in the north as well to secure your wood income. Okay, we're over 10 minutes. Let's take a look at location 6. Razor's played here, and he's setting up woodcutter in this area to get the trees from this place near the storehouse. Stone can be tricky here. Most people used to place their stonemasons, their quarries, below the stone mountain, but on this particular location, where your main building will be in this area, you will need to put stonemasons like Razor did here on the left side of the rock. What works even better is putting your stone on top of this rock, because stonemasons will walk 16 tiles. They can easily walk around this rock on both sides, and then maybe you have to put up an extra stonemason for it. But then you prevent the traffic jams who will come certainly if you place them here below your this rock. Especially when you have an inn up, because your storehouse is here, it's pretty narrow. And B, that your serfs don't have to walk all this way from here to here. It may not look like a big distance, but they all add up, and you will notice it when you build on a location like this. And another thing that is working differently than on other locations is where do you put your farms. I see Razer is really interesting. He decides to place his farms into the south. I'm really curious to see how this works out for him, because I've never done it myself. I always go for farms in this area. Wood over here, and then usually go for big iron, because iron has a better place even closer to the store than on location 1. So it's really it's necessary to go for big iron on a location like this. Gold was up nice and quick here, and you see he's making the inn at about this time. You don't need to put it up like on 15-16 minutes. If you do it before 22 minutes, it's always okay. And he should put up his fissure earlier, in my opinion. If you put it up somewhere like here where this first farm was made, then you know that you will get fish from this lake and this lake, because they're actually separated here. And it's probably something around 60 fish, maybe more, so he will last at least till peacetime. And having access to a good amount of fish on any location is that it lets you go for big iron way easier. He already has an iron smelter up. He'll make 2 armory smithies, and that's pretty early. Big farm is also up in time. Let's take a look at Bullet. Bullet has his iron up already. It's working before 30 minutes, so it can be a really good spell of iron weapons and armors and shields, because that's usually what this guy does. That's probably the only downside on Bullet, is that he's really predictable. You know how this guy plays, what he makes at peacetime. But you can also say it's a strong thing, because he perfected this gameplay. If you play this like this over and over again, you can see the peacetime numbers he has, and the spam after peacetime. And you know this guy really has perfected his build. I'm a little surprised that he doesn't place a fissure in this area. Nice location of the inn. I don't see it often, but it looks like a good place here. He has 2 gold smelters, 2 gold mines at this stage in the game, which is good. Going for the 3rd iron mine to secure the efficiency of his armory smithies. You see how easy it is to spam farms in this area. It's not that you can put up 12 farms here, but 6 to 8 farms is usually enough to get you enough big farms up to supply the leather you need for a good leather army with enough bows, axe fighters or lance carriers. Yeah, I also like the placement of the barracks here. It's pretty close to the front line. When I play this, oh, this is strange. You sometimes see it. I usually place the barracks in this area here. And if you have set up wood here, which is actually needed, in my opinion, then it's no need to set up extra woodcutters here, but it is possible, of course. Near peacetime, if you have 6 woodcutters and you have 4 pig farms, you want to spam leather, and sometimes it's needed to go for extra woodcutters. You can place some extra in this area. But like I said in the other league game where Bullet played against Max T, the Bullet is a guy who always plays a lot of woodcutters before 30 minutes. And he really plays it by the book. It looks like a pre-build, and maybe it is a pre-build, I have no idea. We'll even get this 4th iron mine. We're almost at 40 minutes, so let's take a look at the Razor. Putting up a stable here and has 3 big farms for now. He will get a lot of spam, so he thinks he builds a 3rd gold smelter at this point. Of course, a 2nd school. And then weapon makers is a good example. Place it near a sawmill. It works way more efficient than when you place your weapon maker somewhere near the barracks, as you see a lot of people still do, by the way. Eight farms for bullets. Oh yeah, by the way, I saw like on, I haven't watched that website for some time, camleague.com, but if you look at it now, it's kind of funny. At least for me it was strange to see that the game of the month, for the month June, from what I can see, is not yet been played. It should have been played already, but it's probably gonna be like today or maybe tomorrow, between the first player in the league, which is still Max T, and the 2nd player, and that would have been Broar, or Geronimo. They actually played a game. Broard had his first loss in the entire league against Geronimo. So good job, Geronimo. Probably a disillusion for Broard, but you shouldn't underestimate Geronimo. But I must say I haven't watched that game or talked to Broard about it, so I don't know what happened. I'm not sure if Geronimo's still doing the big pike and bow spam. But if it was a really interesting game, I will probably make a shoutcast of it in the future. Yeah, look at leather from Bullet. See, it's really good. Really nice spam. And he probably did the same as with Max, but I haven't paid attention to it this game. But he probably did 3 pig farms again, then a stable. He has his 8 woodcutters up with 4 sawmills, for 2 weapon makers. He will make 2 more. And this location is pretty easy to wall off. He plays tower here, tower on the bridge, pretty easy. And here you need at least 1 tower. Players normally don't get attacked from here. This is too narrow, this entrance. If this location is attacked, it's usually from here. And it makes sense, of course. It has the most space. And Razor isn't even building. Yeah, he has 1 tower up now. He will get his 4th iron mine. Even making more woodcutters near peacetime. He already has 8. And the tower, he should put up 1 here as well. You can grab the fish if you want, if you need it from here. But Razor has big leather as well, so he has a lot of sausage. Probably won't need the fish from there. He will make another inn, because he has 4 pig farms and 2 butchers. But no towers up here in the north, so probably he will play pretty aggressive against Bullet, and that's probably what you should do, because Bullet is a really good spammer. Let's take a look at what they have in the barracks at peacetime. You see that his leather from Razor is okay. He has a lot of bows. He's also making X-fighters. He has some horses. His recruits are okay. He has some pikemen. He's a little low on swords at this moment. But he has 2 weapon smithies, so we'll catch up pretty soon, probably. So good job for him on this location. Let's take a look at Bullet, who says he placed his lock really poor. He really has a monster army. Look at this. On this location, he played really well this time. He has almost 40-40. He has more than 40 leather and almost 40 swordsmen he can make. 8 horses and enough recruits. So let's see how this goes at peacetime. small starvation by the foot here. Yeah, Bullet did a nice scouting this time, better than when he played against Max T on Shadow Realm. And from Razor I've seen better scouting than what he did this time, but still he sees enough. The farming by Razor here on the south side of this location with 9 farms is impressive, I must say. Of course there is some walking distance from, you can see farms here are full. Walking distance from serve to buildings over here. He has 90 serves, so that should be enough for a location like this. Maybe he needs a shortcut over here. He has built his second inn because he's making a lot of sausage. And if that is your only production of food, you really need to have 2 inns. And you see this cliff over here in the middle is the perfect barrier for Raging Bullet to stand behind. And usually Bullet is not the first one who will attack. Especially when he plays against stronger players like Max or Razor in this case. But I think it's a good thing that that Razor tries to flank Bullet and splits up his troops here. Yeah, I think they both have the same amount of units on the battlefield right now. Maybe Razor has a horse more than him, but same amount of bows. Nice group of swords from both players. And the guy who goes in this case the Razor, is likely to have more losses in the process of going in than the defender. A nice flanking of the bows here by Razor's knights, I must say. He's smartly splitting them up, trying to kill as many bows as possible. But then Bullet won the fight here on the bottom, sending troops to the north. You see how evenly matched this is. Yep. Bully did it again. And while Razor is pushing towards location 1, we can see how the food is for Raging Bullet. He has 2 butchers as well, but also a bakery, so he can handle it with only 1 inn. It works good for him. Razor has 2 ins. It's not really working that well for him. Most likely the fish he had here is now gone. And he forgets to set up a fisher here. Okay, second fight's going on. You see it, how close it really is. Yeah, he barely wins this one. Of course, some more towers. And Razor wants his tower down, of course, it's the only one he can see. Looks like Bullet doesn't have enough recruits at this moment. Maybe only a few, but still he can need all the soldiers he can get, especially his melee kinda low, and I see no horses. Yeah, he relocates all his coal, of course, to that other coal field. See, horses are used for dancing around, catching arrows who are not that accurate for a fast-moving horse. So a horse can take a lot of arrows before it actually dies. Yeah, what can he do? He has almost the same troops as Razor has in this moment. Only Razor has still this one knight he can dance around with. The Bullet decides to go in. And with small fights like this, anything can happen. And you see, Razor barely won this, so he will go in for the kill. So we go to the statistics of this game. You see how close this was. Look at the kills. They are really evenly matched. And then Razor had a bit more spam than Bullet. they even put up the same amount of buildings. See, it's almost the same. Even iron is close. Looked like Bullet had some problems with coal towards the end of the game. Gold production by Razer was a little bit better than by Bullet. Look at the corn statistics, it's almost one line. Bullet went for some bread, so Razer had a little bit more leather. X-Fighters. Yeah, it's almost the same for both players. Although Bullet had a bit more swordsman. Yeah, that was about it. I hope you like to watch this league game with me as well. I'd like to see you next time. Bye bye.